So we have now officially reached the point, ladies and gentlemen, and trust me, this is truly exciting, where in England we are seriously, and I mean seriously, discussing whether the countryside is now racist. Yeah, you're all looking at me thinking, what the yeah, so am I. I don't know what's going on any longer. I really don't. Now, this conversation actually came around a few months ago, I believe, because the woke leftists, liberals, have nothing better to do, but it has now come around once again, and the discussion around it is getting a lot more intense, and people are taking it a lot more seriously than they actually should. The Daily Mail went on to report a few days ago, Britain's countryside is a racist colonial white space where people of colour are often framed as out of place, wildlife charities say. The British countryside is a racist colonial white space, wildlife charities have insisted in a report to MPs. The claim was made by Wildlife and Countryside Link, a group with 80 members including WWF, the RSPCA and National Trust. Its report is a response to a call for evidence on the links between racism and climate change. I do not know what's going on in this country any longer. I really don't, but these activists hold way too much power. There is no way anybody should be discussing whether the countryside is racist. But here we are, where the countryside has now been added to the list of racist things in England. Surely, the sky's going to be next, right? Because I swear that's the only thing left at this point. Anyway, a debate was held on GBNews surrounding this serious, emotional, triggering topic, and Imarn Ayton, an anti-racism activist, joined the debate, but she ends up storming off towards the end because she can no longer take it. It gets way too much for her. And we're going to get into the whole video because it is just the pure definition of insanity, and I think you guys are going to have other words for it. But before we get into it, as always, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating, as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into a debate surrounding the countryside being racist. Holy.
Joining us now is anti-racism activist Imarn Ayton, who thinks the countryside could be racist, and farmer Gareth Wyn-Jones, who thinks it's not. So we ought to hear from you first, I suppose, the idea that it's this colonial white space.
Here we go.
That's not welcoming
to
anyone of a different hue.
Okay, well, firstly, I don't fully subscribe to that. I think it's safe to say this whole entire country is a colonial space, so that's not fully accurate. Let's just be fair on that. But I have to admit, this comes down to the fact that this whole entire country has been proven to be racist or have issues with racial prejudice. So the countryside is not exempt from that. And what people fail to realise is that in these particularly these spaces that are particularly dominated by white people, it can end up being it can feel quite exclusive. The reason why is because these individuals share the same culture, same values, which includes food, language, music, etiquette, manners, hobbies, etc. So when someone new comes along, that's different. They can end up standing out like a sore thumb. They can end up not potentially fitting in. And then they also have to contend with the racial prejudice that kind of lies within that area. So there's that interesting dynamic of not necessarily fitting in because you're different, and then also racial prejudice that we have in this country.
I'm gonna pause it there because she came out with so much nonsense, but if you ever wondered what a hateful woman sounds like, who hates absolutely everything, that is it. So, you know, she obviously says that this whole country is racist, not just the countryside. It's been proven to be racist. Right, and all I'm gonna say is, and I say it so often when it comes to issues like this, if the country is so bad, so mean, so hateful, so racist, it makes people feel uncomfortable because otherwise you wouldn't keep on talking about it in the way you do. Why not just leave? Wow, I know, right? It's so simple that these people don't do it because it's easier to be a victim in a country that is so comfortable. You're allowed to play the victim and people reaffirm the victimhood. They say, oh no, this is so terrible. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. And then she goes on to say that the countryside is exclusive. And we don't really hear that word too often now because it's all about being inclusive, inclusivity. These people may share the same hobbies, like the same food, music, have the same culture. Now, the countryside is a big part of British culture. So to me, when these people come out with this sort of rhetoric, it is all about removing British culture from the country because these people believe anything associated with being British is racist. So they want to remove that. So I ask, who is actually being the mean and hateful one and acting in a racist way? Because it does work both ways, unfortunately, for this woman.
But I wonder if is that feeding too much into it, in the sense, as a northerner...
What do you mean?
Well, because as a northerner,
yeah,
someone new moves into the village,
yes,
or whatever, who's a southerner, for example, and it's very odd,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's any different to the... I can't imagine... I can't imagine anyone I know having an additional layer of prejudice or it's a stranger in the
that's
village
where you're
because they're
wrong,
black.
sir. We all have prejudice. Prejudice comes in many forms. Racial prejudice, we can have prejudice based off of...
Doesn't mean we have to have it, though,
No. It's actually a part of our brains. It's actually called social categorising. It's a part of our brain. Basically, it just means that we simplify everything around us, and so we put things into boxes, which means that we assume things.
Like she assumes all white people perhaps are racist and the whole country is racist, or does it not work that way? It only works in the way that you think it works.
Actually a normal cognitive process of the brain. So when you talk about you don't know anyone that has extra layers, I do apologise, Anne, but we do have extra layers of prejudice. We have our own prejudice, and we have prejudice in other areas such as
the
race,
issue here,
gender, etc.
The real issue here is whether, because this is what came up at this all-party parliamentary committee, the issue is how lovely little villages that we think of as beautiful English villages, or, Welsh, Irish, Scottish, anywhere, the quintessentially British sort of village life is... The idea is that it is so white, and historically so as well, that it's not welcoming to anyone of a different skin colour or whatever.
It's just not true,
Let's go to Gareth. Where you live, for instance, do you believe that you are prejudiced towards white people or not welcoming to anyone else?
Do you know what? I've lived my life in the countryside and I've never come across racism, and I've got a lot of friends of all ethnic backgrounds. Now, I'll give you an example. So a few years ago, in our beautiful little Welsh village called Llanfairfechan, and it's a fantastic, beautiful place, the local Nissa shop, or Spar as it was then, was taken over by Mr. Pasham, okay, an Indian guy. And he came in, and what a gentleman. And let me tell you, during COVID and during lockdown, that man was running around this village with packets for old people. And, at Christmas, when I went in there, he would give me a box of Thatchers just to thank me for giving him his customer. He's a lovely guy. Now, one of the guys that works there had gone away for a couple of weeks. He's an Indian as well, and he went away for a couple of weeks, and he came back. And this is what he told my wife the other day. He said he'd been to London, and when he came back to work in the shop, everybody came into the shop and asked him where he'd been, that they'd missed him. So it's poppycock that these people are trying to call the countryside racism. Anybody that wants to come and work and fit in will fit in. Anybody that wants to come in and think that we're racist or racism happens will have it in their mindset. So it is a choice, for the individual, but the majority of people are welcoming. That's my perception of it.
If you go to a place and you hold the belief that people in an area are racist, you are going to act differently towards them. And if you act differently in a hostile way to people and they do it back, you're then going to see that, they're being racist because they treated me in this way, even though you're acting in a bad way towards them. To walk around in this country and hold the view that everywhere is racist, everyone is racist, is absolute insanity. Do people not see how diverse this country has become? And it's just the same with America too. Some of the least racist countries, yet we have people constantly crying that everything is racist. It's so sad, it really is. I feel embarrassed for these people, I really do.
Why laugh, Imarn, at that?
Okay, so I appreciate your anecdote about your shopkeeper and etc. I appreciate that story, but the reality is, sir, with all due respect, firstly, you are not a black person, so you can't actually speak in terms of lived experiences. Let me finish, please. You can't actually speak on lived experiences of black people. So when you say there's no racism, well, that's from your perspective, with your lived experiences as a white man. What we can talk about is the many experiences of black and brown people that have actually moved into the countryside. The BBC actually did a whole really good article about a lovely man. His name was Jag Patel. He spoke about the fact that he moved into the countryside and just was so shocked at the amount of prejudice that he had to contend with. And this is why I speak about the lack of diversity, because what happens when you don't have many black and brown people in a particular area is that you end up leading with prejudicial views because you don't have a lived experience of a certain thing. So therefore you're assuming prejudice.
Yeah, but
what you're doing,
forgive me, but what...
So this is why
let me get a word in.
I'm not actually referring to this gentleman.
No, but
I've got to... families end up feeling as if they're dealing with abuse, more abuse than probably in metropolitan areas. And that is my point, sir. You don't have that lived experience. So consider other experiences of black and brown people. Please go ahead, Stephen. I do apologise. I just wanted to finish my point
I know, but you're not
before you interrupted
me. Forgive me, but you're not going to get very far if you don't allow...
You interrupted me.
Yes, but that is my job.
No,
yes, that is my job.
And my job is to make sure I say my piece. So we've both got a job today, Stephen.
Yeah, but the point is, what you did there is you brought up a case example of someone...
Just like this lovely gentleman.
But you dismiss his case example. So, this person...
It's called a debate.
I tell you now, this ain't a debate. This is all about a woman not accepting other people's opinions on this matter. It's tunnel vision, one worldview, and if you don't agree with it, if you don't accept it, well, you're completely in the wrong. Wait, actually, you are racist too. How dare you not agree with me? It's classic liberal behaviour. We see it all the time.
Had a racist experience. But his racist experience...
What on earth are you talking about?
But his racist experience may well be in the minority, actually, of what is going on.
Just like this... Exactly. So exactly, I'm actually going to validate your point. It could be in the minority, just like this gentleman. He's actually talking as if he can speak on behalf of all of the countryside.
No, he's not.
Yes, he's actually talking as... He just said it categorically. Listen to the words.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He just said that there is no racism in the countryside.
Well, let's give him a chance to speak.
He just said it.
Yeah, let's get
Stephen.
Gareth,
you need to listen. You need to listen.
So she speaks on behalf of all black people.
I really cannot believe what you've just said. You've got no idea who I am, what I do. And let me just tell you, yeah, I have been under the cosh because, you know what? I'm first language Welsh. But
you're not black. But I appreciate you.
Can I finish, please? Can you give me an opportunity?
We're talking about racism in terms of racism towards black people.
Listen, the Welsh language was oppressed for years and years and years. The Welsh language, when the children would go to school, they would put the Welsh knot
colonialism will do that.
They would put a Welsh knot around their necks to stop them from speaking the Welsh language.
Colonialism.
We know what oppression is.
We're now getting there, Gareth. We're getting there now.
No. Listen to me.
We are. I know it hurts, but we are.
Open-minded. I think you are closed. You are closed-minded, and you're looking for the negatives. And that's what
you made it clear you were very closed-minded, sir, because you led with sweeping statements.
That's what causes the problem and racism is when people speak like you and push that narrative.
What did I say that was racist, sir? What did I say that was racist, sir? Please make it clear. Gareth, what did I say that was racist? You just said that people like me are the ones that are racist. Please make it clear. What is it that was racist?
What an entitled woman.
I didn't say. I said you're pushing the narrative.
No, you didn't say that, though, did you? You're now correcting yourself, Gareth. You didn't say that originally.
You're just picking...
OK, never mind. You didn't say that originally, though, did you? You said that I was racist, and I gave you an opportunity to make that clear as to what it is that I said that was racist, and you have failed, so no problem. We can move on. I don't want to linger on this.
How hateful do you have to be as a person?
Absolutely.
OK, well, we'll leave it there. Imarn Ayton.
Language and towards the people.
Sorry, Gareth, I can't hear you.
There is no racism.
I can't hear him. You just heard me, and I can't hear him. Please speak a bit louder for me, please.
No, we're going to call a halt to this because this is getting out of order.
OK,
Imarn, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gareth.
Thank you very much. And our apologies if you felt you didn't quite get enough of a say.
Of course not.
Another day, hopefully.
Another day.
Very much.
Another time. Thanks, Anne.
Oh, right.
Wow.
No, I did huffing and puffing in the background. But it's fun to... I tell you what we like to do on this channel is is listen to other people and then try and absorb their
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave now because I'm not going to let you speak on behalf of the whole entire channel
please
I've been
do leave.
doing.
Please
Yeah,
do
I'm
leave.
going to.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
worry
don't.
about
We
that.
won't
It's a
stop
shame
you.
that it couldn't have finished a bit more
Isn't it?
cordial. It is, but it's clear where your alliances lie.
Oh, my God.
Thank you
dear.
very much, Anne and Stephen. That was great.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Well,
Pleasure.
You won't be back, I can tell you that.
I definitely won't be, Anne. Thank you for making it dead clear as to how I was feeling. I appreciate you.
yeah, unfortunately, your mic is off. Right.
Well, I don't think anybody should be listening to this woman at all. And when she says it's a shame the debate couldn't end in a better way, a better fashion, she means in her way. Because this is why she probably got angry. It didn't go in the direction she thought it would. She probably sat there and thought, oh yeah, everybody's going to agree with me. I'm going to overshout everybody. I'm going to talk over everyone. And my narrative is going to come out on top. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen. What more could she say? If it is so bad for you, as I said at the beginning of this video, if it is so racist in this country, leave and go to another country. But I think within 5 minutes, you'll be wishing you were back in the UK because it's not as bad as you think it is. I've never seen such an entitled woman in my life. I know I've probably repeated that so often, but there is no other way to describe this woman and the way she acted. But what are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think the countryside is in fact racist? Yeah, I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.